All right, we are live. And while we wait for some people to join, I will introduce myself. I'm Ryan Roberts. I play oboe and English horn with the New York Philharmonic. And today I'm going to be interviewing Filipe Castro at 8 a.m. Eastern Time. And at 8:30 a.m. I'm going to be interviewing Francesco Giussani. I hope I'm getting all these names correct. These two gentlemen are two of the 5 bassoon finalists for the Gillet-Fox competition this year, which the first round was held through video submissions, and yes, so here we are now with the finalists. Let me see if, oh, there we go, I see Filipe. This is my first Instagram live, so you'll have to bear with me for a second while I figure out how to how to add go live with Filipe. All right, I think I did it. Hey,
Hello, Ryan.
how are you?
Fine, fine, and you? Nice to meet you.
Good, you as well. I'm so happy that this actually worked because I've never gone live on Instagram before, so
Yeah, it's my first
a,
time
a
too.
good learning experience. How
Yeah,
are you,
of
first of
course.
all? What time is it you're in Brazil, right?
It's no, I'm in Switzerland right now.
Oh, in Switzerland. Okay.
Yeah, it's 5 p.m. over here.
5 p.m. All right. It's 8 a.m. here, so I'm
Oh,
just
all
out of
right.
bed, just ate breakfast.
You're not in America, right?
I'm in Los Angeles, yeah, in
On the
California.
other coast, of course. Yeah,
Yes.
okay.
Yeah.
So good
Temporarily
morning.
displaced. Normally in New York, but now in LA for a little bit.
I see.
Great.
Okay.
So, just for anyone who joined recently, I'll have you introduce yourself one more time, and I'll introduce myself, and then we'll get started.
Sure. So, my name is Felipe. I'm from Brazil. I was born in a city called Guarulhos. This is a city nearby to São Paulo. And right now I'm based in Geneva, in Switzerland. I just finished my bachelor degree over here, and I'm starting a master degree.
Great. And I'm Ryan Roberts. I play oboe and English horn in the New York Philharmonic, and I did the Young Artist competition. The
Two years
Gillet-Fox
ago.
is the big boy competition, and the Young Artist competition is the right for younger artists. And so I did that a few years ago, and I'm
Oh,
so
great.
excited to be here talking with you today. So let's jump right in. I know you sort of briefly mentioned this, but where are you from, and where did you study, and who did you study with?
So I started to study the bassoon when I was 13 years old, I guess. Um, my first contact with the instrument was at the church that me and my family used to go there in São Paulo. And I was looking forward to learn the saxophone actually. And neither me or my family knew about the bassoon. There was no musicians in our family at all. And the orchestral conductors of at the church asked me if I wish to play the bassoon. And I say, okay, why not? I can try. And I fell in love. And then 1 year later, I started to study with my former teacher at the local conservatory in São Paulo. Alexandre Silvério was him. He was my former teacher, and I have passed for 5 or 6 years with him studying at the conservatory. And after a couple of years, I started to play in the youth orchestras. I was really young. I was 14 or 15 years old, and I had decided already that I would be a professional musician. Yeah.
Gotcha. And so for our American viewers, when you say conservatory, you mean like at a high school level, right?
Yeah, exactly. There is no I don't know, there is no graduation level, something. It's like a free, free college, something like that. I don't know
Got it.
how it called.
Got it. And did you continue with saxophone at all, or was it just?
No, no. I have never learned saxophone,
Oh, you
never.
never. So you just wanted to
No,
learn
no, no. I
saxophone, and
just
then
wish it. Yeah, I just wanted, but I never touched a saxophone actually.
there you go.
thank,
Well, sounds
thank
like you
God in
made the
a
right
way.
choice.
For me too.
Great. So what made you decide to? I mean, what made you decide to pick bassoon over saxophone? Was it really just that it was suggested to you, or did you listen to
Sure.
Any
Yeah,
recordings?
yes, they suggested to me, but actually they didn't have any more instruments available, any more saxophone
Okay.
available. Since they didn't, and I want to be a musician, I want to learn music, then I just started. And of course, he also told me, the maestro told me that bassoon would be an instrument for orchestra. That's not the same situation on the saxophone, for example. And
Right.
that motivated me because I used to be a orchestras lover, if I can say that.
Yeah.
And after the first contact with the instrument, I knew that I would be a bassoonist. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean,
It
I
was
think
pretty
for
simple.
it sounds, yeah. I
It
think
sounds
for a lot
simple.
of us, especially double reed players, I mean, our the meat of our repertoire is in orchestra, and I think I
Yeah.
find that as
Yeah.
a sort of commonality between a lot of oboists and bassoonists that I talk to is just that everyone's main draw to the instrument was, oh, I just love
Yeah.
orchestra, I love being orchestra.
Yeah. Thank God. I love orchestras. I love to play in the orchestra. That's what I want to do for my life.
Yeah, great. So were there any, I mean, were there orchestral bassoonists that inspired you when you were younger or when you were first starting out? Or there were any recordings or?
Yeah. Sure. Well, of course, I have listened a lot of records at the time, but who really inspired me to be a bassoon player was my former teacher, Alexandre. Um, he's a jazz player, you know, he's a jazz man, if I can say that. He also played orchestras too. He has a classical career as well, has studied German. But the way he used to play jazz, I mean, I fell in love with music because of the jazz. When I was a kid, I used to listen for jazz recordings for my father.
Mm,
That's why I wish to be a saxophone player because I used to listen Joe Contran's solos and those stuffs, and I love it. And you know, destiny. My first teacher was a jazz player. He used to play like in the saxophone, but with the bassoon, and he was an inspiration for me. I remember the first 2 3 years. I used to look into him, and he used to play like in that fantastic way, so virtuosy, so beautiful, something like amazing. And I used to think like, my goodness, how can I be like him? And that used to inspire me to keep practicing. And
yeah,
also because he used to say to me that he used to practice a lot, and I thought, my goodness, he is already a pro. He plays already so good. Why he keeps practicing so much? And so he that used to be my motivation. Still is sometimes because when I listen to his CDs, his records, it's still amazing. Something amazing what he does.
that is pretty incredible. I actually can't say that I have listened to many jazz bassoonists before. I think
Yeah,
that's kind of
I
a rare intro to
yeah.
the
I
world
know
of classical bassoon playing.
there's a very good American bassoon player in yeah over there called Paul Hansel. I
Hmm.
know he's great. There are others too, but Alexandre is special, yeah, for sure.
That's cool. And so I have to ask out of curiosity.
Sure.
So do these jazz bassoon players play in big bands, or is it mostly in smaller,
Yeah,
ensembles, or
mostly
how does it fit
small.
in?
Yeah, small ensembles because it's because of the sound, the projection. It's kind of
Right. Yeah.
easier. Yeah, but he has his own band with piano, electric bass or acoustic bass, drums. Yeah, yeah, he does that.
That's pretty amazing. That is,
It's
yeah, so
fantastic. It's crazy.
a very unique channel into orchestral bassoon life. Yeah,
Yeah.
great. So where are you right now? You mentioned that you're in Switzerland. Are you
Yes.
do you study in Switzerland?
Yes. I just finished my bachelor degree here in Geneva with Mr. Afonso Venturieri, my teacher right now. And I'm starting a master after the summer. Yes, I moved to here since 2017, I guess. Yeah, 3 years more or less. Yes, before I was in Germany. I work in São Paulo too, but right now just living in Switzerland, and I have no idea when I'm going to move out or if I stay here.
Hmm.
Let's see.
And what's the coronavirus situation like? Are you mostly at home, or how is that affecting your part of the
No,
world right now?
I mean, thank God, in my case, I haven't been affected at all. Thank God. Yeah. Over here in Switzerland, it's yeah, they have controlled it very well, I guess. And we didn't have a lockdown as
Hmm.
many countries, but everything's pretty in control right here. So actually, my routine was basically the same. I used to work on the bassoon to practice as usual, and I used to work at night in a small job that I have. So nothing changed. I just had more time to keep practicing. That was good.
Great.
So thank God I wasn't affected. Actually, it was more as a benefit for me, I guess,
Hmm.
because I had so much free time that was good.
Yeah. And has the school year ended, or are you?
Yes, the school they made like a kind of a pause, something like that. But since I had finished everything that I had to,
Mhm.
so yeah, it was okay.
You finished your graduation recital and all
I,
that stuff.
yeah, I just have a one recital, but it's kind of, it's doesn't count. It's not a degree or something like that. I mean,
Hmm.
I just have to play. It's yeah, formal situation.
Great. Well, I guess let's get down to
Sure.
the meat and potatoes of the conversation here. So, first of all, why did you enter the Gillet-Fox competition? What kind of drew you to the competition in the first place?
Well, I mean, when we look to the Gillet-Fox competition, it's one of those legendary competitions we have for our instruments, you and mine. Yeah, and I want to win. I want to be at the final. I want to win the first prize. It's like a dream.
Hmm.
Um, but of course, it was more because of the challenge, because competing in a high level, like in that competition, it's a big challenge for us. So that was pretty attractive for me. Prepare the program, work on the piece, and the possibility of playing in a final in front of an amazing jury in the US at the conference. This is a big thing. Yeah, this is huge.
Yeah.
So it was pretty attractive. I have already tried once 2 years ago. I haven't been selected, and yeah, for my surprise, this was the year. Unfortunately, with the situation,
Right.
they cancel. Yeah, but this is it.
Great. Was the repertoire, were you familiar with it before you saw the posting for the competition, or did you learn everything from scratch?
Half. Yeah, I mean,
Great.
there were two pieces I didn't know. For the first round, the record was the Sonatina the Bertoli, the Antonio Bertoli. Yeah, that piece I didn't know. I just know like some months before,
Hmm.
and thank God I was at the school at that time, because I had my, how do you call that in English? Cembalo. It's a cembalo, right?
Yeah,
It's
the
like a
harpsichord, or.
harpsichord, yeah, for
Mhm.
example. My instructor was there, so he could prepare me to play that kind of piece, Baroque, Renaissance piece.
Right.
And he helps me a lot. We could do a good job. And I had at my disposal to a sound engineer, so everything was good for me.
Great.
Yeah, everything works well for me. But I only knew the Villa Lobos. Yeah, that I knew very well. As a good Brazilian bassoon player, I had to know.
Yes, of course. Yeah, I think I had a similar experience where when I did the competition, it was pretty much evenly split between repertoire that I had worked on before and repertoire that I was sort of learning for the first time. But it's interesting that you mentioned the recording aspect of it, because I think that's something that, especially right now, everybody is thinking about when
Yeah,
maybe more of an issue in America because everything is pretty much shut down here. But you know, how do we continue connecting with audiences when we can't have concerts? And so everyone, I think, is figuring out how to record themselves and sound good. And
Yeah, exactly.
I'm sure you had a similar
It's very
experience.
hard. It's very
It is
hard.
very, very difficult. Yeah.
Very hard to have a good record, you know, when you're happy. Yeah, it depends on the microphone position, everything. It's very hard. Thank God that was a good situation for me at that time.
Yeah. Good. What are your summer plans? What's next for you?
Uh, well, after the summer, I will start the master. I have also an academy that I'm starting, and it's like an internship program of
Mhm.
1 year in the symphony orchestra in Bern, here in Switzerland too. And right now, I will just keep practicing for auditions and for the next year's conference in America, which we have been invited. And right now, it's just it. Yeah, just this. Yeah, this is it.
And tell us about, so I don't even know myself, I realize. Um, what is happening? So there are 5 finalists, and how is there going to be a final round? Is it going to be held online or next year?
Yeah,
Do you know what the plan is?
not really. I mean, we're just gonna play as guests at the conference, but they will not give to us a special prize or like a final round. We share the 5 finalists, we share the prize equally between
Great.
us. Yeah.
And had you been to an IDRS conference before you entered the competition, or was this going to be your first?
No, I tried 2 years ago. I
Right.
have
But
tried.
did you go to the conference? Like, did you visit?
I hadn't, yeah, I never had the opportunity to go. The last conference were in the US. I couldn't go. 2 years ago was in Granada in Spain.
Right. Yeah. That
Yeah,
was
I
when
was playing. Yeah, you have been there, right?
Yes, yeah, I was in Granada.
Yeah.
That was, I think, my
When you
second
won.
IDRS conference. Yeah.
Yeah, great. I was planning to go, but it was a little bit expensive to me at the time, so I couldn't. I was planning to go as a finalist, but didn't happen. But this is it. But it's going to be my first time next year. It's going to be the 50th anniversary, I guess. So it's going to be special. That's great.
Yeah.
But I
Cool.
have never been. I think it's amazing. I mean, actually, it's a huge competition if you look. When you look to the past winners, to the
Hmm.
past finalists, they all huge. They all amazing, playing the best orchestras in the world, teaching best schools. This is fantastic. It's an amazing conference we had. It's fantastic.
Yeah, and I think it's also um, so special to have an audience and, you know, obviously a panel, but an audience at the festival of people who care so much about
And who knows
about
about
double
what you're
reed
doing?
music, and who will
Yeah.
come. You know, I was shocked, um, both when I did the competition and also I in the past had been to audit the rounds just as an audience member, and I remember thinking, you know, being nervous that I was going to be the only one who was going to go see this, you know, whatever final round, live final round, and the
Yeah.
place was full. I mean, people really, really care about this competition, and there are so many people who are so enthusiastic about, you know, being a part
Oh
of this
yeah.
journey for all of us. It was very, very cool to see.
It's huge. It's such a big responsibility, actually, if we look well. Actually, competitions are hard in this way for me, especially because you know the adrenaline, you know how we feel when we play in front of an amazing jury like that. It's not comfortable at all. It's a stress situation for sure.
Yeah, and
But it's
and
nice. It's nice.
as special as it is to get to perform for a bunch of double reed enthusiasts, it also makes it that much more, you know,
Yeah, it's
that
even
much more
bigger. Yeah,
scary knowing that everyone
yeah,
listening is, you know, is a trained ear on some level.
yeah.
Yeah,
Of course
great.
it is.
And did you feel like you were representing Brazil in the competition, or how, you know,
Sure.
was that something that was in the back of your mind?
Yes, sure. I felt. I mean, when I saw my name, I was like, "Oh my goodness, how many Brazilian guys won that before?" And I realized that only one went to the finals a couple of years ago. And this is huge because I mean Brazil is a big country,
Hmm.
but not many musicians were there, and everything is more in São Paulo and Rio de Janeiro. So what's sad actually, and this is huge because I know where I am, where I'm from,
Hmm.
and when I think about being in a final like that, I thought, oh my goodness, I can't believe this is too big for us. This is amazing. Of course, I wish to go to the final to Brazil. Of course, that would be
Great.
amazing.
I actually have a list here of all of the countries that participated in the competition. I thought it was so interesting. So,
Ah,
bassoonists in this year specifically came from Austria, Canada, Chile, China, Costa Rica, Finland, France, Germany, Italy, Poland, Russia, Switzerland, the UK,
wow,
and the USA. So you are,
wow, the
yeah,
only one.
it really is an international competition that,
Yes, it
draws so
is.
many people. So
This is fantastic. Yeah, this is amazing. Yeah, I thank God about that. Yeah, that's amazing. This is amazing.
you should feel very proud of yourself, obviously. And,
I feel.
it's I know on some level there must be some disappointment that the whole thing wasn't able to, culminate live
Yeah,
this
yeah,
year. But,
yeah. But this is it.
I'm
Yeah, I can't complain at all. It's already something huge. It's already something amazing.
yeah.
And we're gonna be in the next conference at the end, so it's
Right.
huge. It's great.
And
It's great.
how do you feel that this has changed you as a musician, or has it inspired you? Has it changed your course, or
You
uh,
mean the situation, the current
no? Well,
situation?
no. I guess I mean more, just more broadly, the competition. Has it affected your musical life in any meaningful way?
Um, Actually, well, competitions at the end help us to have a goal.
Hmm.
Like, like, I mean, I guess everybody answers the same. It helps us in the experience way. It goes
Hmm.
to improve ourselves. But this is it. This is true. I guess it's nice to have a goal like that because we know when you talk about IDRS or ARD in Munich
Hmm.
or Prague, we know about the level of those competitions and we know how perfect we have to play, how great we have to be for be in the semi-finals or at the finals. So of course it helps me to improve myself in the bassoon musician way, something like that. And of course, to have a goal like that help us to be a better musician at the end. It's nice to know about how you deal in a stress situation like being playing in the competition. But of course, the experience with the competition was pretty much the same with other competitions that I have been
Hmm.
where I have been before. I was prepare myself very well as best as I could and learn about the piece, uh, play very freely, you know, be my own, like be myself,
Hmm.
play, yeah, play as best as I could in front of people. Doesn't care about which which one was listening to me, So all that helps to improve ourselves, yeah, I
Yeah.
guess.
How do you think? Do you think it's affected your orchestral playing in any way? Do you think it's given you more soloism
No,
or a sense
no,
of
no,
virtuosity?
no, no, not really. I mean, I even at the time that I was preparing the repertoire, I didn't stop working on Mozart concerto on
Hmm.
excerpts, you know. So and I wasn't playing the orchestra at that time, but no, it didn't affect. Actually, it helps because especially when we have to play first bassoon,
Hmm.
we have to we gotta have that personality, that strong personality to play a solo. It's not only about playing notes right or not right. It's just like sharing something. It's music at the end. It's an art. You have to share a message, I guess. And this is helpful. I mean, playing as a soloist help you to be a better musician at the end, and of course that helps in the orchestra. I guess that's
Yeah,
my
I know.
simple
I
opinion.
completely agree. I felt the same way that, you know, I think oftentimes when you think of a solo competition, it can feel like a different way of preparing music, but when it comes down to it, it is really just
Yeah, of course.
music making on a basic level, that
Yeah,
can feel, I guess, maybe supercharged because you're really in the front all the time. But I think that's something that's really important to bring to orchestral playing at all levels.
of
Very good.
course. Yeah, I guess too. This is huge. Yeah, it's always. Hello,
I'm sorry, I
are you
just
here?
lost you for 1 second. You just cut out.
Oh, no. Yeah, yeah. I'm sorry.
That's okay. Anyway,
Can
well,
can you
is
hear
there
me?
any? Oh, there you go. I think. Can you hear me?
Can you hear me? Yeah, I'm hearing you.
Okay, great. Well, we're almost out of time, but the last thing I want to ask is if you have any advice for bassoonists who want to enter the competition in the future.
Oh, do it for sure. I mean, prepare yourself as best as you can and do it because totally worth it. Yeah, it's a nice opportunity, and you only have that for how old? What is the age limit? It's 32, 31, something like that.
Yeah, something around there.
So one day is over, so you have to enjoy this time, enjoy, and it's nice. Each 2 years we have the opportunity to do that. This
Yeah.
is amazing. Do it, and prepare yourself as best as you can, and go for it. Totally worth it. It's nice. You only have to win about the experience. You have nothing to lose. So do it.
I think that's great
Be,
advice.
be positive and do it. Yeah. I had no idea that I would be at the final, really. It was kind of a surprise for me. Big surprise, good surprise. But this is it.
Exactly. There's only anything to gain.
Yeah, there's nothing
Well,
to lose.
thank you so much, Felipe.
My pleasure.
I'm going to hop on to the next interview. For you, those of you watching, in just a few minutes, we are going to be talking to Francesco Giussani, who is one of the other 5 bassoon finalists. So stay tuned. But thank you, Felipe. It was
Bye,
very
Ryan.
nice to
Thank you.
meet you, and I will talk to
Nice
you
to
soon.
meet you too.
Bye bye.
Ciao. Bye bye.